guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Get Ready for Some Football. So first, a small disclaimer. I'm so sorry about the late upload of the last one. Basically what happened was I was proactive and filmed before flying and leaving out of town, and then I just never finished editing it, and I wanted to get that one out before today. And so today actually is game day. Today is Saturday, and thankfully the game is not until a little bit later today. I think the game is at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, so I have a little bit of time to do my makeup and then push this out. But I have everything I need in front of me. Thankfully, the Hawkeyes won last week. Go Hawks. We play State today, which is actually probably one of our biggest rivals, even though it's another Iowa team. Yeah, we don't want the Iowa State to win. We want Iowa Hawkeyes to win. So, without further ado, we're going to get into it. So, I don't have all the products that I normally use in front of me. Unfortunately, after flying, I got a lot of stuff unpacked, but not everything. And one of the things I did not get unpacked was my makeup. But I've got plenty of things here, and I've got plenty of makeup to choose from. That is not that big of a deal. So, that's okay. And we have a different mirror to use today, which again is totally fine. Just a little bit bigger, but she'll do. Okay, I have already moisturized my face after showering, so we're just going to get into it. Before we do though, go ahead and subscribe if you have not. Turn on that bell because there has been a lot of content filmed and there will be a lot of content pushed out. And I have a ton of ideas. So, as well as like this video if you like makeup related content or looks inspired by something, and comment any future ideas you'd like to see down below. But without further ado, let's just get into it. Of course, I am color correcting again with my peach color corrector, and I do have some new breakouts today. That's very fun. Between the flying and traveling, and then my face is dealing with, you know, lovely hormones and such, I have had some not so fun breakouts, but you know, we cover up. I don't love the lighting of this mirror, but that's okay. Also, my hair's a little damp from showering. Again, it's fine. So I am going to be using the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer in 5N from ColourPop. This is like one of my favorite. I actually found a mini like travel size, which was perfect for only being allowed to bring so much product on a carry-on. So I loved that. That was like fantastic. And this is like hands down probably one of my favorite foundations, or I guess tinted moisturizers of all time. I don't think that I could not repurchase this. Like when I'm out, like I'll have to repurchase it because I can't not have it on hand, even though I have tons of other ones to choose from. Like I need this accessible because I like it that much. And like if they ever went out of stock, I think I'd be, or like discontinued, I'd be very upset. So trying to find something comparable would be heartbreaking. I feel that way about a few products, and I know one of them for sure is discontinued, but I think I found a website where I can buy a few. I don't know if they're knockoffs, which I really hope they're not, but that was the Bretman Rock X Wet n Wild highlighter, loose powder highlighter, which I did not think I was going to like, and then I like fell in love with it, and they discontinued it. So I think I found a website that has some, hopefully, because then I can go ahead and purchase a few to keep and have. So my favorite concealer is all packed up still, and I'm not gonna mess with that right now. So I am using the Morphe 2 Hide and Peak Concealer in Peak of Dawn, which is a slightly like more skin tone shade for me. And I'm going to just cover up my blemishes and any spots that are really like sticking out to me, which unfortunately is more than I would care for. The only thing that sucks about this concealer is it is a little bit more yellow toned than I would normally go for, but again, that's totally fine. I'm actually pretty excited. Oh god, this sounds awful. I'm actually pretty excited. After this, I'm actually filming a taste test video, and then my lighter shade I'm going to be using is Peak of Porcelain. A taste test video where I rank all of the flavors of White Claws. I'm a seltzer girl. If you have not checked out the podcast, definitely do. It's a good time. But like our YouTube version, you'll see, that's fun. Our YouTube version, you'll see that I like always have a seltzer in my hand. It's just like my go-to drink now. Doesn't really upset my stomach. It's not too strong. It's just like, you know, it's just decent, you know. But I have already tried all the flavors of White Claw. I just have never ranked them and like picked an official like favorite. I know which ones I like. Actually, at the wedding, I was primarily drinking White Claw. And then I blacked out. How did my Labor Day weekend go? It went a blast. It was so much fun. Traveling honestly was not too bad. I do have a lovely Karen story though that I kind of want to tell. So I'm going to save that for like a little story time video. But yeah, it was so much fun seeing all my friends. Lots of alcohol, lots of dancing, some swimming. It was just overall really good. And I could not have been more thankful for just having some good travel time. Okay, I really like that concealer. Why do I not wear it more? Normally in like my makeup drawers, I put like my favorites on top because that's what I use most. So like I use it and put it back on top because like that's what I reach for. And then everything else ends up getting hidden in the bottom. So I need to start diversifying a little bit more. For setting powder, I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup, what exactly are we called? Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder and Translucent. I don't know exactly what my plans are today, so I would rather do makeup that like I would want to wear out. Oops, I just got setting powder literally all over everything. Give me one moment. I normally keep like old washcloths around me to clean up this type of thing, but I forgot to grab one. And I like to use old washcloths because they're rewashable, where like a makeup wipe or paper towel is like disposable. So I've been trying to be a little bit more thoughtful on that type of thing. I have been obsessed with my ColourPop brush set, but again, I took it to travel, so I'm using my favorite brush set that I have accessible. And these are the bling brushes with the sparkly handles. They're so pretty, but they are a little bit pricey, I'm not gonna lie. And I think that's why I like my ColourPop brushes a little bit more, is because I don't feel so guilty when I use them because they're more affordable. But the bling brushes not only are really nice to use, but they're just gorgeous. And they're black sparkly, which I normally opt for black anyways. Why are we not focusing? Hi, I'm here. But I normally opt for black anyways. So, okay, this setting powder is being a hot mess today. What is going on? Also, while we're here, if you have not checked out the last video, you don't have to watch. Like, I titled it like Iowa versus Indiana because that's who we played that week. But you can just use any of the looks for, like, if you want inspiration, I guess. You don't even have to do my looks. But they're just, like, ideas. I'm just being creative, just being fun. But you don't, like, I don't focus, like, the other team's colors. These are all just black and gold looks. These are all Hawkeye-inspired looks. So if the thumbnail is a little discouraging, don't worry. Like, I'm just creating a bunch of Hawkeye-inspired looks. So, just a disclaimer. And I am, what in the heck? I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and Light Bronzer again. Again, this is like my favorite bronzer ever. It's just so good. Alright, we're all nice and bronzed. A little bit too much almost. Why does my forehead look dirty? Hold on. In the camera, it looks worse than what it is in person. What is going on? So this spot here is actually not a bunch of bronzer. Is it? Okay. And then we need a little bit of blush. So the first blush I pulled, I've actually not used. This is the ColourPop Fresh and Peachy blush. And she's like a nice, I don't know, like a good mix between a pink and a peach. So I'm starting off with this, and then I did bring another blush over in case I want to be the most, which, I mean, let's be honest, it probably will be. And then just like last time, I do have timestamps down below if you're only looking for a blush inspired look. Last time I used a gold highlighter. I will not be using a, actually I don't know, we'll see. I was gonna say, as far as right now, I don't have plans to use a gold highlighter, but actually I don't really know yet. I'm actually content with this blush. I don't think I want to do more. So, the highlighter that I pulled is the #Glowdant makeup palette, and I think this is a Korean skincare. It's Touch and Soul. I'm not 100% sure, but it does have another language on it. It does not look Actually, I don't know what it looks. I don't know. I think it's green. Not 100% sure. But this is what she looks like. I think I'm going to mix these two colors here and see what we can come up with. This might be a little dark. Actually, okay, so let me show you on the brush. On the brush, it looks really dark. Almost like a burgundy. But then on the face, it looks pretty gold, which I'm okay with for this look. Normally, I'd probably reach for one of the two lighter shades, a little bit more light and champagne-y, but we're here for this highlighter today. Head on, and this is an ongoing problem for me with being so light-skinned, even though I have been out in the sun quite a bit. Head on, it looks kind of dark and casty, but to the side it looks fine. So, alright, so I'm going to set my face really quick, and I'm just using the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I'm almost out with this one, which is kind of exciting. I almost never finish makeup products. But I like this setting spray because I like the continuous spray, and I like the smell. I don't always set my face before doing my eyes, but I'm going to, just in case there's any... Oh god, this is going to be bad. I'm using black eyeshadow today. Wish me luck. I'm so used to my makeup routine that I forget that I should sometimes do things different if I'm doing like pigmented or dark shadows. That was an ongoing issue for me. On Saturday for the wedding, I did a green eye, but I did a green eye and I used darker greens and it was not a good time. I'm going to take a little bit of my MAC paint pot and painterly, prime my lids really quick. Not gonna lie, sometimes the best tool is your finger. Okay, but that's all because I don't have my favorite brush that I use with my paint pot. Easily accessible, but again, it's okay. So, I think we're gonna start with the dark colors. So I'm using the Smoke Show Color Pop palette. I can't remember, I think the first name was Blowing Smoke maybe? I don't quite remember. But we got some nice blacks and grays in there. Yeah, I mean, let's just go for it. I'm gonna take a small blending brush, and I'm first gonna dip into a color called Slated, which is actually a gray. And I think this will work. I have an idea, but she's like a nice, I wouldn't call it dark gray, but it's definitely not light. And I'm tapping the excess off. And I'm just very, I don't know if it's the primer, the brush, or the eyeshadow. It's not going on very well. Maybe I dusted too much off and then the brush doesn't have any real pigment to lay. I don't know. Yeah, I think that was the problem. So she's kind of a lot. I don't normally do dark eyes. They're a little intimidating. But I don't want to do just a yellow eye every single time. I think that's super boring. Like, that would be super easy, just use different yellow products and, you know, kind of is what it is. But, like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use the most out of my black and gold color palette, which I feel like gray is kind of a decent, like a light black, if you will. Uh-oh. Oh no, this is what I was afraid of. Let's see. I do not want the black to go too far into my inner corner, so I'm trying to be careful. Okay, decent start. Probably should have used a smaller blending brush, but that's okay. So, I think what I'm going to do is take a more flat brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of this black color called Let's Do It down here. Yeah, I'm going to take I'm going to coat my brush for sure, but I'm going to be very gentle. And I'm going to focus this exclusively, because I feel like that my crease color is fine. Like, I don't need to do a lot more there. But I'm going to put this on the, bring it a little bit closer. Put this on the outer corner. And I'm almost going to do like a V where it hits my crease and just pack a little bit. Thankfully, there's not a lot of fallout, which I'm severely thankful for. I'm just going to repeat it on the other side. One thing I'm guilty of is my colors aren't always even, so sometimes like this one for instance, hits right at my eyeball line. I'll make sure that I'm looking at the same angle here and not like going too little or too much, so that they're as even as possible. That's something I've been trying to be more aware of, because I noticed that they were not always the most even. Okay, we're looking a little dark, we're looking a little spooky, which is fine. We're getting into fall season, so it works. I want to try this, and I hope I don't regret it. I want to try this black sparkly color called Night Dream. On camera, it looks kind of like silver shift. In the pan, it looks a little gold, but a tad bit pink. I don't really want the pink, but I think I'm just going to... I don't really have... This little pan is seriously the best thing of my life. And they're so cheap on Amazon. Highly, highly suggest them. So I can see the sparkles. Now I'm just going to put this... Oh yeah, that works. Kind of lightly pack it on top of that black. I'm gonna... Let's take a little bit of setting spray and see. Yeah, I probably would not suggest this setting spray because it intensified the black, but it did not bring the sparkles back. So I'm going to grab a couple more brushes. I had to grab more than what my bling brushes had to offer. So I'm going to move to the other eye while this one dries. But a clean, dry, flat brush. And I can you can see, I mean, not really. If it catches the light just right, you can see them. But it's not as sparkly as I would have hoped. But I'm just going to kind of pack some and then just kind of leave it. I'm not going to mess with it too much. Yeah, I mean, it has some slight reflex, not as much as I was originally hoping, but it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry, I feel like this is like the phrase of my channel. I might look crazy now. We will fix it. First, though, do I blend this out first? Yeah. Okay, let's do a little bit of blending and then we'll pick up some yellow. I just want to smooth this black edge. And this is just a clean, unused, dry brush. Gosh, this black is super pigmented. I'm actually taking a little bit of that pigment and just going about half crease. That's a little bit better. We'll come back to her. Now I'm going to be taking the ColourPop Honey palette. Such great yellows in here. Like, we've got good yellows. Okay, so first we're going to take Sweet Spot, which is this like solid yellow. And I'm just taking it on a flat brush. And I'm going to, basically anywhere where that black wasn't, I'm going to, I don't think this is going to work. Okay, I have a new idea. I'm going to dip back into this Smoke Show and take this white shade here. And I'm going to I'm going to cut my crease, but with shadow. And then I will lay the yellow on top. And I think that will work. It looks a little gray, but I mean, obviously there's gray underneath, so... And I'm not blending, I'm just packing. Okay, let's try that and see how that works, or if it works. I mean, not really. So here's what we're gonna do. I say screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and just take this yellow glitter called Palooza, and I'm just gonna pack that on my lid. I'm just gonna use my finger. Actually, I'm gonna take just a little bit of this yellow just to make them even though it's not really working. Yeah, I mean, that's just not really working. And their glitters are so nice and soft. I like to use my middle finger just because it gives me like the best light pressure, but I always end up getting glitter or shimmer or whatever I'm using my finger for all over underneath. So, do we make it work? Do we just leave the glitter there? Let's see what we can do. So yeah, I like that a lot better. We'll just use this clean. Yeah, see, that's the thing about glitter is once she's down, I just used the brush I used to buff the black. So we're gonna take a little bit of concealer. I hate my life. See if we can fix it ever so slightly. I mean, that's better, I guess. I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm gonna take this yellow color called Sunburst, this like shimmery shade here, and I'm gonna put that on my brow bone and inner corner. And I'm actually gonna take a hint of it. Actually, I'm not gonna take that color. We're gonna take this other golden color called Dandy, this one here. I'm actually gonna take that ever so slightly right there, just because it looked a little bare because I didn't get the glitter in perfectly. Yes, that is perfect. Okay. I love that. Last but not least, it's a clean brush. I made sure of it. Taking a buffer brush, I'm going to take a little bit of this color called Oh Behave down here. And I'm going to buff this on my lower lash line. Okay. Now, what I will say is when I do these looks, I never know what I want to do, so I grab a bunch of things and have them over here. So like I have some other liners and glitters and all sorts of fun stuff, and I never know what I'm gonna do, and so I'll have to make sure I remember that I indeed did not use them, so I can use them at another time for another look. And I'm using that same black liner from last time, just the Mally Evercolor Gel Waterproof Liner Crayon in Onyx. Just because, I mean, it worked, and again, it was on top. I mean, we're a little black heavy today, but that's okay. Alright, and then let's do my brows. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And this was like one of my favorites for the longest time, but I kind of prefer a smaller brush. But I'm pretty sure I'm almost out of this one. So let's see if we can just like get her finished. Finishing a product would just be so satisfying for me. That'd be really cool. Okay, again, I'm gonna set my face. I always use way too much. And then, well, I just grabbed the same mascara as last time, the Eyeko Rock Out Lash Out Mascara in Beacon Black. So that is all I've got for this finished look. Overall, I don't hate it. It's not my favorite. I did not put anything on my lips, but that's because I'm getting ready to do like 1,000 different taste tests. So I figured it was going to be wiping off anyways, but I mean, I would probably just put on like a clear gloss. I don't even think I would do a nude lip for this just because like the black is kind of a lot. But I mean, overall, I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite. I think it's partly my fault though, because I need to get better at working with black eyeshadows more, or it looks fine and I'm just not used to seeing myself in black shadow, which is definitely very possible. But I like our slightly gold highlighter, and I mean the eyes overall look fine. We have the yellow, the gold, good amount of black. But yeah, that's all I've got for this video. Go Hawks, beat State. We don't like State. If you're a State fan watching this, I'm so sorry, but go Hawks. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. Subscribe if you have not. Turn on that bell for future content to come so that you're nice and alerted, as well as I will be more on top of it, so you'll be getting a Hawkeye look every Saturday or Friday night, depending on what time the game is. Then that way, like, if you're looking for a look, then you have a video to reference. Yeah, you get it. So comment any future ideas you'd like to see down below. Like this video if you like makeup related content or looks inspired by something. And all the socials are linked down below. Podcast, Poshmark, Macari, you know the deal. But I'm gonna go and have some White Claw and edit this video and watch the game. So, till next time guys, go Hawks.